What's up guys, it's your favorite Kiwi coach, and give me 6 months of your time and I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we have a really interesting video for you because this is a topic that I talk about a lot in my lessons. However, in this video, I'm going to further explain what I mean. And the main concept is, I'm not a huge fan of you guys trying to fix other motions to fix the original motion that you're trying to fix. So if you're trying to fix the hand position at position 5, I typically tell you don't try to focus on maybe rotation or don't try to focus on the elbow movement to fix that. However, is that always true? And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So if you're excited, let's get into the video. Before we get into this video, I gotta give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Kiwi Golf Japan. If you're too busy to come to lessons or you can't come to our locations, Kiwi Golf Japan is the membership site for you. With over 150 plus videos of golf instruction, we have everything that you would possibly want to learn about when it comes to the golf swing. So if you're interested in the program, go ahead and check out that link down below. And now let's get into this interesting video. So like I said in the intro, I'm really not a big fan when it comes to trying to fix the initial motion with other motions. And I gave you an example in the intro, but let me give you a little bit better example. So taking that position 5 again, let's say we're trying to work on the hand path. Well, if we're trying to fix the hand path, I prefer you to use how much and when to fix it. So how much more behind am I trying to move if I move my hands too far out initially? Or when am I going to start to move my hands behind? When am I going to get to that how much? All of that good stuff. That is the framework I like you guys to change within. As opposed to, well, what if I just churn my shoulders more on the backswing? Or what if I extended my knees so I could churn my pelvis more in the backswing? Maybe that'll get my hands into a better spot. Now, I'm not saying that that necessarily could be wrong. However, the main reason why I don't want you guys to use that approach is you tend to start adding on numerous amounts of positions to try to focus on just to fix the initial one motion, and you get the compounding effect, however, in the wrong way. So the net result of this compounding effect is you come back to the second lesson, and instead of having relatively similar motions as you had in the lesson, you come back with your original golf swing that you started at the beginning of the first lesson. It's an incredibly frustrating point for you as well as myself, because I know how much better you could be if you had just stayed focused and not try to fix the original motion with other positions. Now, the goal of this video is not to lecture you on why I don't want you guys to fix the original motion with other motions. It's more so to actually talk about some motions that if you fix those, it would make the original motion easier to fix. So I want to give you guys some great detail about this, but I want to preface this with really a disclaimer. If you're one of those people that is unorganized, and it's difficult to manage multiple things at once, this is probably a great video for you guys to skip. I would highly recommend skipping it. But if you're one of those people that really does like to manage multiple things at once and you can actually complete multiple things at once, then this is a great video for you, and this could probably be one of the secrets on why you're not able to change certain motions in your golf swing. So with that out of the way, let's get into one of the first motions to talk about. So one of the simplest motions to start out this video is going to be the hand path at position 5. This is one of the great examples I like to talk about because this is actually a position that a lot of you guys struggle with. So let's bring up the classic example of at position 5, the hands are pretty much either in line with the buttons of the shirt or on the left pec for a right-handed golfer. They're pretty much too far out towards the golf ball. Now, typically in a lesson, we're going to use the how much and when framework to try to fix this. But if you struggle with sequence of rotation, this position might be very difficult for you to attain if you're struggling with that. So in this case, actually fixing the sequence of rotation first might potentially make it a lot easier to get the hand path at position 5. And let me kind of explain. So if I swing up to the top of my swing right now and I start to rotate my rib cage or my whole upper body really early, because my arms are attached to my body, it's going to be very difficult to move the arms behind me. I'm going to have to split the elbow, and really there's only a max point that I can reach before the rotation takes over and I can't move my hands anymore behind me. So if you're one of those people that struggle with getting your hands too far out towards the golf ball, I would check your sequence of rotation. And at position 5, if you're seeing that your hip line is square or slightly open to the target line, and that the ribcage is getting close to that as well, then most likely changing your sequence of rotation and getting it a little bit less and not as early would most likely make it easier to get the position 5 on the right pec. So this would be a great example of if you changed another motion, changing the original motion would become a lot easier. Let's give you guys another example. So the next motion, and this is going to be another simple motion and a motion that a lot of you guys struggle with, is going to be that club shaft position at the top. Let's say you guys have been been watching my video and you're trying to get into that laid off position at the top with the club shaft. However, you're still struggling. Well, what could be happening is maybe your elbow is moving into internal rotation like this at the top. The more and more my elbow moves this way, the more difficult it is to flatten the club shaft. Really, there's only a few amount of people in the world that can actually flatten the club shaft when the elbow's like this, and typically they have really mobile wrists and they're really flexible kind of in the wrist joints. But for a lot of you guys out there, you're not going to be able to do it. So this would be another case where if I fixed my elbow position first and got a little bit more in this fashion, that would make it a lot easier to fix the club shaft position at the top. So this is another great example of when it's probably okay to fix that motion first before you fix this motion. And that will make everything work easier and seamlessly to fix the position. So another motion, and this is starting to get into more so of complex motions, but let's pretend right around position 5, you're seeing that your head starts to back away from the golf ball, right? So you're getting that early extension move. I know there's a lot of you guys doing that out here. Well, instead of focusing on the how much and when, potentially look at your top of swing position. If you get up to the top of swing and your left shoulder is already really low like this at the top, what's probably going to happen is you're going to want to start to drop your right shoulder earlier because of that, and then from there that's typically going to make you back away from the golf ball. So instead of using the how much and when framework and trying to just keep the shoulder lower for longer from P5, what if you just change your top of swing position, got into a little bit more of a neutral position, a little bit less tilted right here, and then in transition you could tilt, and then from there it'd be easier not to back away from the golf ball during that period because you fixed another position first to then fix the original position. This would be another great example of when that would actually really work. Now the last position I want to talk about in this video is, let's pretend that you're getting a high handle, right? So instead of using the how much and when and trying to focus on how much more lower you should feel with the handle, what if you fix your hand path in transition and club shaft in position? A lot of times when we see this really high handle, players are swinging their hands way out towards the golf ball really early with the steep club shaft, and then to avoid swiping across and missing the golf ball, you start to redirect the club down at the bottom and then lower the club head really early and then get that high handle. So if you were to actually fix the transition move first, get the hand path and club shaft position in a better spot, then from there you can actually start to focus on lowering the handle and would make lowering the handle a whole lot easier to do. So again, the main points that I'm trying to bring up with when I'm bringing up these examples is not all the time just focusing on how much and when is the best approach. A lot of the times actually trying to fix another motion to fix that motion is going to be the best approach. But again, I want to wrap up this video with really why, again, I try to really focus on, for you, my clients, not to try to do this. So I want to leave you off with this. So in my opinion, a great golf instructor, they can create what's called the domino effect. So if you change maybe one or two things that are the correct things to change, all of the other funky looking body positions that you've been trying to get rid of will completely go away or be greatly reduced. Now, the issue with you amateur golfers out there is you don't have that great skill, right? Because you guys aren't golf instructors, and that's why your golf swings are not very good. So what ends up happening is, yes, even though maybe you fix one motion to make the other motion easier, and that becomes easier to do, what you're doing is you're taking the very long road to get to that. So maybe what you have to do is now you fix maybe 8 things, where if you take the instructor route, we just fixed 2 things and got the same end result. Hence, if you fix 8 things, that could extend your swing change time out to maybe 3 or 4 years. Where if you take the instructor route, that can minimize it down to maybe just 1 year, just by changing 1 or 2 things that gets that domino effect. So this is why I strongly recommend, especially my clients out there, trust the process that we take. We're going for that domino effect. We have the expertise and we know exactly what to change to get the entire results that we want in the quickest way possible. So with that in mind, for this video, I hope it gave you guys some value. Again, yes, you can change other motions to make the original motion a lot easier to fix, but I strongly recommend understand what type of person you are. If you can manage a lot of things at once, it's okay to kind of go that route. If it's difficult for you to manage a lot of things at once, trust the process that we take, fix one thing at a time, use the how much and when, and then from there, once the swing gets pretty close to where you want it to be, then try to fix the other motion from there. And in the best case scenario, come take a lesson from us. Give me 6 months of your time and I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. Trust me, it's really true. Come take a lesson. You see all the before and after results. We can help you with your golf swing. That out of the way, make sure like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.